you talked about the player development, and that's always what stood out with me. Your teams in the 90s, Kenny Walker and I were there every day of the summer, essentially as their teammates, trying to help out as much as we can, but you allowed us to work out with them, and it was just heavenly. But go back, were you doing all the player development stuff, Coach, with Billy Donovan and Delray Brooks at Providence?
I did it back at Boston University with Brett Brown, the ex-coach of the Sixers. I actually think the 20-hour rule was put in because we got so much positive publicity in '87.
I agree.
If we were putting in 40 hours a week, we would play an hour before breakfast, an hour in between class time. Then we'd go a 3-hour practice. Then at night, Pop Lewis and I would play Billy Donovan and Delray Brooks 2-on-2 from 10 to 11 at night. The loser buys shakes in the cafeteria. And everybody was talking about, so it had to be a 35 to 40 hour a week. And people would say, wait, this is not what a student athlete should be doing. And we got so much press over it, it almost became a negative when it was a big positive. So I've been doing it for 30 some odd years. And I even would take the New York Knicks players, Mark Jackson and Oakley and those guys, and work on it before practice with them. Going back to when I worked for UB Brown, same thing before them, before they had player development coaches. I was UB Brown's only assistant coach. That was it. Richie Adubato only came back for the games. He was an advanced scout. So it was, look, it's what builds. Everybody has different ways to do it. There's so many different ways to win today. And I do it because I love doing it. I love seeing a young man like Donovan Mitchell who came in with a line drive shot and leave with perfect arc. And what he's doing, or Terry Rozier, what he's doing is absolutely amazing. And, you go back to Nazim Mohammed.
Yeah.
I took Nazim Mohammed because I was so tired of trying to gain weight on Walter McCarty. He was 75 pounds overweight. And I said, this is going to be easy getting guys to lose weight. He was the 13th man on our championship team, didn't get a minute. He played 18 years in the NBA. Rex, you know who was my competitor to try and get him to come to UK? University of Illinois Chicago Circle.
Was it really?
And they didn't know whether they would offer him a scholarship.
Oh, my gosh. I remember those.
You made
days.
a JV team for him. You created that at Kentucky just to get him minutes.
And took my GA, my manager, and put him on the team just so we could have a backcourt play. And you know who that was?
Oh.
Frank Vogel, the head coach of the Lakers.
Are you still making your coaches play 2-on-2 in the mornings?
Nah, my knees are my coaches are fat. They can't play.
Reggie Hansen, of course, my high school, my roommate was with you. And he was like, we're going down to practice. I said, what do you mean? Practicing early? He said, no, the coach has got to play in the morning at 6 o'clock.
5:30, ready to go. Tubby Smith said, Donna told me, his wife told me, I couldn't even make love to my husband anymore because he would go to bed with a jock strap on because he didn't want to be late for 5:30. And he had his sweatshirt next to the bed. Then Herb Sendek blows out his knee with an ACL. We had so many people coming over to play. Those are moments I'll never forget. I wish I could still play at 5:30 in the morning.